survived the school drop-off line.
I'm going to ask you the same two questions that I'll be asking strangers.
The people who don't want their tax dollars to go to pay for welfare and use that this is supposed to be something the church should be doing as an excuse, also don't give to the church.
Yeah,
So I find that argument problematic. Somebody should be doing it,
yeah,
at least according. I mean, if you look at the book of Isaiah, at least somebody should be doing it.
yeah. Is he critiquing, prophesying against the religious establishment, or is he speaking against the state? And of course, for ancient Israel, it's one and the same, right? So,
Yeah.
are they enacting just laws? Are they actually following through on those? And do people have compassion for them?
Yeah.
Um, Let me ask the second question because we're starting to jump into the topic. Does religion in general do a good job of providing justice for those who need it?
I think in general, religion is the only thing that
Hmm.
has provided justice.
Mhm.
Every major justice movement, every major social justice movement has had a religious backing to it.
Okay. And are we now talking all religions, or are we narrowing it down?
I think all religions, but also specifically, I mean, there are obviously plenty of outliers there. There are obviously places where religion is the problem. Um, I think also specifically, every major social justice movement within the United States has been the thrust of uh, Christian religion,
Yeah.
whether that's the civil rights movement or whatever issue that you're talking about. The backing and the motive and the motivation behind that has come from an understanding of who Jesus is.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, you say that. I think of the abolitionist movement in the 1840s, 50s, 60s, totally motivated by Yankee Christians, Northern Christians who just couldn't handle it. That an entire class of people are subjugated.
Mhm.
And yeah, you mentioned the civil rights movement, pro-life movement. Is that fair? Yeah, hospitals, education, um,
I mean, the
orphanages.
understanding of what a hospital is goes all the way back to the first and second century of what the church was doing, and the foundation of how they interacted in the context of empire. So
Yeah, they provided for those who were not being provided for, uh,
exactly
out of their own funds, by the way.
correct.
Yeah, their own resources, rescuing babies from being exposed,
Yeah.
uh, uh, and thus eventually what has become orphanages and the foster care system. All of these things rooted in compassionate Jesus followers, and then taken over by a culture that has at least embraced the value of looking out for the weak or the downtrodden, even if separating it maybe from the roots of it.
On a Sunday morning, you could scroll through Facebook and watch the live streams of churches all over the country. And it wouldn't be uncommon for you to hear preachers throughout the United States demonizing the poor for their unwillingness to work. And that feels very unJesus to me. Openly oppose different avenues that would provide relief for the poor. The church that gets a lot of airtime is not loving.
And maybe we think it should be either or, the church or the state that provides justice and mercy. And when is there a reason why it can't be both?
Yeah, I just finished the book Jesus and the Powers by N.T. Wright and Michael Bird.
Bird? Yeah, it's a commentary on the political, right?
Yeah, and it basically says that the conclusion of that book is that we need to be actively involved in what's going on, but we also need to understand the context. We need to understand what's happening in the world, and we need to understand, you know, the first and foremost thing that we need to understand is what it means to be a Jesus follower, what that looks like, and bring that to bear on our political engagement. The Christian values are defined by Jesus,
Yeah.
life and testimony of Jesus.
Let's jump in and let's find out what God's values are. Why don't you comment a little bit about what's happening in Isaiah 1 through 4 before we get into 5?
The book of Isaiah is written as a as a call to repentance to the southern kingdom of Israel, Judah. It's written during a period of very high activity in the religious world. They have chosen to not engage in justice. They have chosen to not engage in justice to the poor, to the fatherless, to the widow, to the foreigner. I can't do four without bringing my pinky up. Sorry. Um, uh,
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you have to hold it. You have to hold it back to do that.
do it. Some people can do it, but the older I get, the more, scar tissues are in my hands. So
You've played too much guitar in your life. So what you're saying is, in the first 4 chapters, this is God's complaint against his people, is they're neglecting justice and mercy to those 4 categories.
yeah, and he's they're not only not proclaiming justice, they're not participating in justice. They're actually they're not only just ignoring those issues, they're actually actively participating in propagating injustice.
Okay. Yeah. They're not neutral. They're mean people.
They're mean people, and
Mean religious people.
they're using the resources of their religion to propagate this. So
What does that mean?